Say your name, serial number, rank.
PFC, Ernest, 4209 1110. Basic training.
Let's start there.
Okay, basic training. I had 17 weeks of it.
Wow.
Mostly calisthenics and bayonet practice and all, well, I said calisthenics and bayonet practice. We had a couple of weeks in a rifle range.
Do you have any
different weapons?
Do you have any experience prior to that with rifles? Sure.
No, just what I had at home. I was always playing with a 22, sitting in the garage, knocking bricks off in the house across the street. There's an old house over there. I used to knock bricks off the chimney. Man, they used to shoot across the street. There used to be a church over there. They used to shoot the weather vane up there, see if I could make it spin.
There you go.
I think the weather vane was pretty well plugged full of holes. Of course, the tail of it was.
Did it look like a rooster?
Yeah. No, it was sort of like an arrow job.
Wow.
I had a wide tail on it and kind of a arrow-shaped point on the front. And that was, well, I did that quite a while before I went in the Army.
What about that day when you guys went down to enlist or draft or?
Well, I got a notice in the mail that I was being drafted, and I had to be in the office in Dunkirk for appointment with some doctor, and I had to go through a big deal down there. And he pronounced me fit that Uncle Sam wanted me. I went from there back home, and I was about, I think I got an appointment for about a week later to go into Buffalo. And it was, I don't know, must have been 15, 20 of us from around that area. Dunkirk, Fredonia, all the little towns around there. We all went into Buffalo together. It was with, one of the guys I went into Buffalo with was my wife's brother,
Uncle
Don, your uncle. And we all left together in Buffalo for another physical, and we was in a lineup down there. They took so many for the Navy, and then they took so many for the Army, and so forth and so on. I was in the bunch that was supposed to, was in a lineup for the Navy, and they wouldn't take me because I was colorblind. And Don, I don't remember what the deal was with him. He was only about 3 numbers, I think, I'm not sure, but I think he was either ahead of me. He was ahead of me, I guess, in the line.
Right.
And they rejected him too.
Huh.
And then the next thing you know, they was stamped Army.
Doom.
Yep. So from there, I can't remember just what did happen. I don't know when we came home. Yeah, I think we came back for a while. A few days, and then we went back into Buffalo, and they loaded us on buses, and we took off. And I think we wound up in a camp, Upton on Long Island. There was 3 of us. One kid from Jamestown, or not Jamestown, but Cass. Where was he from? South Dayton. We all went in together. Wound up at the same camp. That was Long Island. I remember there was, I was on KP from the time I got there till the time I shipped out. All 3 of us were off and on, and I come back to the camp. I got to barracks there one night. I was there about, all together about 3 weeks, I guess. And about a week later, after I got there, the first fellow went. I can't remember his name now. But he was on KP, and or we were on KP. We come back, and he'd been shipped out. And as the KP continued, the next week, Don disappeared. He went. And the 3rd week, they got me. I left, and I went to Camp Croft in South Carolina.
Huh.
But basically there, I did 17 weeks of it, which
Wow.
was, by the time I got through that basics, I could have shot my mother and wouldn't even blinked an eye. We were just plain ugly. That's the way I face it. We just